The Tortoise of Wisdom, Overcoming Frustration. Buddhist Stories of Patience and Mindful Transformation.
Join Tenzin on his transformative journey through life's frustrations, guided by Buddhist wisdom. This collection reveals lessons on stillness, detachment, and self-compassion, showing how the quiet presence of a tortoise symbolizes the unwavering patience and inner peace we all seek. Through Tenzin's experience, learn to see frustration not as an adversary, but a teacher illuminating the path to self-discovery and inner harmony. Presented by YSK Publishing Group.
Frustration is a signal, a gentle reminder that stillness is the path to clarity.
In the tranquil courtyard of an ancient monastery, a young monk named Tenzin grapples with a recurring sense of frustration. As he sweeps the path, his mind is a flurry of restless thoughts and unanswered questions. One day, the head monk guides him to a serene pond, asking him to sit in silence and observe. Slowly, Tenzin realizes that the churning of the water mirrors his inner turmoil. When the water stills, it reflects the sky. In the same way, his stillness brings clarity, quieting his frustrated mind.
In the silence of the monastery, the whispers of the wind carry the secrets of stillness. Tenzin discovers that frustration is not an adversary but a signal, guiding him towards calm and clarity.
Why do my thoughts rage at the simplest of tasks? Is it that the answer lies not in struggle, but in stillness?
Like clouds across the sky, frustration too shall pass in the light of mindfulness.
Tenzin stares at the vast sky, observing clouds drifting in and out of view, constantly changing shape. Each cloud, he realizes, is like the frustration he feels, slow-moving and mutable. The head monk encourages Tenzin to root himself in mindfulness, watching his emotions pass like clouds without attaching to them. Tenzin experiences moments of peace as he learns to let go, understanding that nothing is permanent, not even his deepest frustrations.
The sky, vast and indifferent, cradles the dance of clouds, teaching Tenzin that frustration, when seen through the lens of mindfulness, is ephemeral.
I see now, my worries like these clouds are transient. Why do I anchor myself to what drifts naturally away?
Compassion for yourself dissolves the knots of frustration, revealing a heart of peace.
On the day set aside for self-reflection, Tenzin, frustrated with his own shortcomings, sits under the Bodhi tree. The head monk, noticing his turmoil, gently reminds him that compassion begins with oneself. As Tenzin allows this wisdom to seep into his weary heart, he starts treating himself with kindness. The knots inside loosen, revealing a center of peace that he had long overlooked. Frustration transforms into a gentle teacher, guiding him towards self-love.
Under the age-old Bodhi tree, Tenzin discovers that the first light of compassion must shine inward, unraveling the tight knots of frustration with tender warmth.
Why have I been my own harshest critic? As I soften my gaze upon myself, I find a peaceful heart within.
In surrendering attachment, frustration loses its grasp and freedom begins.
Guided by teachings of detachment, Tenzin realizes his frustration often stems from clinging to expectations and desires that do not serve him. As he practices releasing attachments, each breath feels lighter, every step freer. In this newfound space of liberation, frustration fades, and Tenzin learns that true freedom does not reside in the fulfillment of desires, but in surrendering them.
On the path to inner freedom, Tenzin discerns the chains of attachment, learning that in letting go, he uncovers liberation from the grip of frustration.
What do my desires hold over me but shadows of a freedom lost? As I release, I feel the first breath of freedom.
The present moment is your guide. Frustration fades when you walk with its truth.
Through the practice of mindful walking, Tenzin begins to live fully in the present moment. Each step becomes a grounding force, each moment a lesson in presence. When he lets go of past regrets and future worries, his frustration melts away. The present becomes not just a refuge, but a wise mentor, guiding him toward a heart unburdened by time's illusions.
With each mindful step, the weight of past and future dissolves, as Tenzin walks hand in hand with the truth of the present moment.
What power lies in the now that quells my unrest? The present, my steadfast companion, frees me of temporal chains.
In the space between stimulus and response lies the key to transforming frustration into insight.
One quiet evening, in the soothing ambience of incense and chanting, Tenzin learns from his teacher that there is a pause, a precious space between stimulus and response. In this space, he discovers the potential to choose understanding over impulsive reaction. By nurturing this pause, Tenzin turns his frustration into moments of deep insight and wisdom, responding with compassion and clarity.
Within the pause between life's provocations and our reactions lies a sacred space where frustration evolves into enlightenment and insight blooms.
If I can but hold the pause, might I find wisdom where anger would bloom. This pause, this breath, is a gateway.
Every breath is an invitation to return to the stillness within, where frustration has no seat.
In meditation, Tenzin explores the depth of his breath. Each inhale draws him inward to a place of inner silence, free from the chatter of frustration. With each exhale, he releases the tensions that bind him. Embracing mindful breathing as a sacred invitation, Tenzin discovers a stillness that becomes his sanctuary, a Zen-like peace where frustration finds no corner to inhabit.
The rhythm of breath, a constant guide, leads Tenzin to the shores of inner silence where the tides of frustration cannot follow.
In this breath, silence welcomes me home. Is it here, this simple space, where peace is born and nurtured?
Awareness transforms frustration into the gentle teacher of patience and acceptance.
The final lesson comes as Tenzin embraces awareness at every moment. Instead of resisting frustration, he greets it as a gentle teacher. With awareness, he reframes his experience, cultivating patience and acceptance in the face of life's challenges. By befriending his frustrations, Tenzin learns invaluable lessons of resilience and peace, emerging wiser and more compassionate.
Through the lens of awareness, what seemed a foe becomes the mild instructor of patience, teaching Tenzin acceptance's gentle art.
Might my greatest lessons lie within these trials? As I open to awareness, I discover teachers in unexpected forms.